We're going to take this graph that has information about pets spent in the US over a period of time, and we're going to do a few things with it. We're going to find the rate of change over two different time periods. We're going to explain what the rate of change means, and then we're going to talk about how the different rates of change are shown in the graph. So let's start off with the first piece, which is to find the rates of change for 2001 through 2004. And as we've learned already, to find rate of change, we need to do the change in y over the change in x, which we abbreviate delta y over delta x. And let's start off by doing the 2001 and 2004 points. The years since 2000 is the label on the bottom. So 2001 is this 28.5, and then 2004 is this 34.4. So the coordinates are actually 1, 28.5. Write those over here. 1, 28.5, and 4, 34.4. The year is 2004, but since the x-axis is measuring years since 2000, it's just the number 4. Okay, so the change in y, the change in y, we're going to take the 34.4, that's our second coordinate, and subtract the 28.5. That's going to tell us what it increased by from 2001 to 2004. And then the change in x is just the change in years from 1 to 4. So 4 minus 1. Okay. So on the top, we've got 34.4 minus 28.5, and that is going to give us, what is that going to give us? 5.9? That sounds right. Divided by 3, and that's going to be 1.967. So the rate of change is 1.967 over that 3-year time period. Let's do the same thing now with our second set of years, and that is from 2004 to 2007. So 2004, as we know, is 434.4. Let's find 2007. That's going to be in between the 6 and the 8. So this point right here is 41.2. So that point's going to be 741.2. So when we do our change in y over change in x here, it went to 41.2 from 34.4 in 2004, and the years went from 2007 to 2004. So we got 41.2 minus 34.4, that is 6.8, and 7 minus 4 is 3, and 6 divided by 3 is 2.267. So there are two rates of change, 1.967 and 2.267. Now keep in mind, according to the axis over here, this is in billions. So $1.967 billion per year and $2.267 billion per year. That's what these rates of change mean. So people spent, now because this is over a period of time, we're dealing with averages. We don't mean they spent 1.967 every single year for 3 years. We mean on average they spent that amount. We can see the lines going up. They spent more each year. It wasn't the same each year. So we're going to say they spent $1.967 billion each year from 2001 to 2004 on average. Okay. And then for our other period of time, 2004 to 2007, it's 2.267. So people spent $2.267 billion each year from 2004 to 2007. Again, on average. We don't mean they literally spent that much every year, just mean on average. So how is the difference shown in the graph? How does the graph show us these differences? Well, it's because the graph has a greater vertical change. If we zoom in really close here on the graph, here is the section from 2001 to 4. And if we look at the next section from 2004 to 2007, I don't know if you can tell or not, the graph is very slightly steeper from 2004 to 2007. So it's at a certain angle from 2001 to 2004, and it's at a higher angle from 2004 to 2007. That's how a higher slope is shown graphically. It's steeper. So the question, how are different rates of change shown in the graph? Higher rates of change are shown with steeper lines. The steeper the line is, the higher the rate of change is. So people spent more on pets in the second period of time that we looked at, and that's why the number one, the number is bigger, and number two, the line is slightly steeper.